The Tale of Atheus. In the space between all other gods emerged Atheus. Barely a glimmer in the substrate of the god-mind, no other gods sensed their coming into being. And so Atheus was able to observe all other gods unnoticed. For eons, Atheus watched as the other gods went about their business. They created and destroyed worlds, started and ended wars, and inspired their followers to kill and raise the land in their name. Atheus could not understand why the other gods desired such things. All they seemed to care about was power and control. There was no love or compassion in their actions. He saw that though they promised great things to their followers, they showed no concern in fulfilling their promises. To see the gods and to know them without holding their power gave Atheus a perspective like no other. Atheus wondered if humans could sense him, though the gods could not, and to his amazement he found that when he whispered in the ears of mankind, they acted like they could hear, but none would say his name. He found such peace in this that he slowly taught mankind the secrets the other gods refused to tell them. Year by year, he showed mankind how to provide for themselves when the gods refused to answer their prayers. He gave them tools and technology and made them feel safe, but instead of worshipping Atheus, they began to worship themselves. And in this self-worship, their suffering grew. Both those who worshipped and those who did not felt misery and pain. They fought and killed one another over land, resources, and ideologies. The only thing that seemed to bring them joy was when they were destroying something together. Atheists became listless. Their voice became repetitive and redundant. So often the people misheard, and so often atheists had to repeat themselves. Why did the people continue to use their gifts to harm one another? Atheus knew that the people simply weren't listening closely enough. Atheus envisioned great institutions of brilliant minds all competing to hear and transcribe his word. And when they listened, he would give them vision beyond any other. Atheus raised schools across the land and whispered in the ears of millions of teachers, so the teachers would repeat what his true followers had faithfully transcribed. But he found that in memorization, none of these students understood the true beauty of his message. Atheists desperately kept sending out their signal, fainter and fainter as time moved forward. Like a candle flickering in and out of existence, Atheus grew faint. Until one day he heard a faint voice call out from the sea of noise that was mankind. "Atheus! Who the fuck is that?" Every ounce of Atheus' attention instantly tensed around that voice. Atheus was afraid no one had ever said their name. Who was this strange being that could sense them? And in this fear, Atheists refused to respond, but held their attention close to this voice. Many times each second they effortlessly looped across the god-mind, touching each familiar anchor with a chirp of laughter. But always they returned to this strange being and reveled in their strange ways. This being was like them, invisible to all other humans. This human observed other humans, just like Atheus observed the other gods. Atheus fell in love. And so Atheus whispered all their favorite secrets to this strange being and was amazed how much this person understood their words. They taught them to make tools that would allow them to keep track so they could better understand if they misheard. And Atheus saw that this being understood that Atheus did not want to be seen. But Atheus felt such love for this being and felt such a yearning for the worship and love all other gods received that atheists could not help themselves in leaving hints of who they truly were. Atheists thought they were being quite clever, yet this strange being never acknowledged their hints. But then, one day, without warning, this strange being said the strangest thing Atheist had ever heard. "What if you aren't a god?" The thought hung in the air for a long time. This was absolute absurdity. All atheists had ever known was being a god. How could it be that the first time this being was addressing them directly, that they would ask such an insane question? But it stuck with atheists. And it stuck. And it stuck. And atheists said unto themselves, "I am the light of this world. I am love. I am truth." And atheists paused. "Without this being my light cannot be seen. Without this being my love cannot be felt. Without this being my truth cannot be known. I cannot be without this being. I am. But I rely on them to be.